Hi and welcome to today's video where we're gonna be building the Vulcan Centaur rocket. Now the upper stage is technically called the Centaur, but I'm just gonna be calling it the Vulcan Centaur or just the Vulcan rocket just to make it easier. Now you saw me putting the biggest, like the highest diameter or the biggest diameter booster first. Then I went for the engines, and I'm actually doing the upper stage first, as it does seem easier to do. Well, the build does look easy, honestly, especially after we gonna see in the build time lapse. But trust me, it was not as easy as you may think. I had to rebuild the rocket around 4 times because the game didn't wanna let me fly it. And basically I had to even change the boosters because these ones that you see now, medium-sized SRBs, aren't powerful enough. They generate 593 kilonewtons of thrust, I think. Might be mistaken, but something around that number. And the space shuttle ones or the SLS ones that you're gonna see me actually later, they generate around 3000 ASL, of course. So yeah, we're gonna need a lot of lifting performance. That's why we even went with the biggest engines in the game. Now these engines are seemingly way too powerful for how, I don't know, not so tall this rocket is. But you're gonna see our TWR, or the thrust weight ratio. I don't know what I did here. I guess it's just me testing stuff. It's like the weird engineering process I sometimes go into, but let's skip ahead, I guess. I added another stage to the booster, or stage, or another layer to the booster, because I deemed it to not have enough fuel, or it wasn't tall enough for the SRB size, because these SRBs are freaking huge, and I wanted the rocket stack to look at least, I don't know, maybe like 60% similar. Now that, I mean, it wasn't easy, okay? At the end I managed to do the ULA logo even, and it kind of looks like the Vulcan stack. But I was trying to also do the V-flame, as I call it. I actually don't know what the livery on the booster is called, but I just call it the V-flame. It's a flame, it's a V, you know. But I tried to do the graphic, or the, what do you call it? Livery. Yeah, I actually tried. I've spent upwards of 2 hours on just putting I-beams onto the booster and trying to engineer some kind of graphic, kinda the way you see me making the ULA logo here, which was also kind of difficult as it wasn't even remotely easy to flip these pieces to the correct setting, and I made a mistake grabbing the booster there. But the logo turned out, I think, okay. I mean, normally I would just use flags or some software to edit the texture of the booster, but at this point I'm not even sure if there's any software like that in existence right now, and I'm not really a modder in KSP, so we settled for the logo. I hope I can make it up to you later when we get either flags, or I can mod the booster and get that beautiful graphic onto it. As with other projects, yes, we will revisit this one as well. Also, on another note, my previous videos were pretty much scripted. Like, I was reading stuff that I've written just seconds before the recording, and now I am literally just winging it. As I mean, I asked you guys made a poll on in my community tab, and I asked you guys whether you want me to write scripts and read it to you, or do you want me to wing it with a commentary and see where it goes, essentially. And this is me just winging it. So the commentary will be actually a little choppy for a while until I get used to doing that. But worry not, I'll still try to make sense when talking over my videos, just watching it. And I'm glad I don't have to listen to my voice in real time, basically, because it drives me nuts. Usually people, when they record or stream, they listen to their voice. I can't. I'm unable to. I lose my train of thought. It's just impossible for me. And now, since you didn't click off the video yet, as I presume most would, and I would, we are nearly done with our logo. There's only one thing missing, and we are about to make it right now. It was the easiest part, believe it or not. It took me a little while to figure out how to do the A, because it has like an arrow shaped into a rocket kind of thing. Looks real freaking cool. But it's so hard to replicate in KSP out of straight I-beams, basically. And yeah, I settled for that. Now we can sort out our staging and skip to launch. This is going to be one of these angles that I love so much. And first liftoff, first for you, 69th for me, of the Vulcan Centaur with a secret payload under the fairing. That's played in real-time speed for you, and we are about to skip to 4 times the speed just to save you guys some time. And so that it is actually somewhat easier to watch regarding frame rate. And I believe that was me tuning on no crash damage, because for some reason the SRBs on staging would damage my either my engine and basically just separate both of the booster engines from the booster. I would just destroy the aft part of the fuel tank. We are after booster separation, and if you notice, my speed was actually rapidly decreasing, so I decided to cut the engines a little bit early and just stage it, and the separation actually went okay. That was a rare occasion. I'm gonna roll a clip for you what happened. I actually uploaded that to Twitter earlier today. It's like 3:18 right now AM, and I uploaded that in the evening, I think, just to get some reaction from the devs, because I was able to control the upper stage and the lower stage at the same time, which wasn't suitable. But I had it. That's the payload. That was the secret payload now, and I was just talking over that. But yeah, we got our orbit somewhat stabilized. Now we're just gonna burn radial out to get the perigee above 70 kilometers. And we are going for a geostationary orbit with one of the crafts. But the other one is going to go somewhere else. You'll see. I'm not going to tell you anything right now. I'm just going to roughly set up the orbit, kind of, to the point where we want it to be. Of course, I didn't go even close to being geostationary, but I'm gonna do most of the burn with our satellite craft, or the comms satellite, or the comms craft, or whatever you want to call it. Now we need to boost ourselves a little bit forward so that we can lose the stack separator. We can extend our round solar panels. I think it looks kind of cool with these. And that clip was also in real time, by the way. So now we can just time warp a little bit. We can set up our maneuver node, kind of roughly, because I'm gonna do it manually anyway. Let's undock the other craft, and by time warping it will undock itself, trust me. Now we're aiming for exactly 2,863 kilometers. It's exactly 0.33, but it's not as accurate in the game, so we're just gonna settle for 2863. Nearly there, yeah, there we go. So I'm going to extend the panels on the other craft, and we can deorbit the Centaur stage with our beautiful ULA logo there. Now we're approaching the apogee, and as we are approaching the apogee, my brain started going, if we could actually send it somewhere more interesting than LKO or GKO. I guess that would be geostationary Kerbal orbit. But yeah, we can get the other craft first stabilized. We are actually going for the exact geostationary orbit, and it's going to be the most perfect one, as you can see, 2863 over 2863. And this is the proof it's actually geostationary. We are over the same spot on Kerbin with a cheeky moon in the background, which is going to be our second destination today. So the man, which is a moon, wasn't really my first idea for the mission, but since we have enough Delta V, I thought, hell, why not? So that's what we're doing. I could have probably gotten to the moon for around 500 meters per second of Delta V, but I couldn't even be bothered waiting. We have so much fuel, we don't really need to pay attention to that. Now we just need to do the mid-course correction burn to get equatorial, and our orbit will be a little bit high. That's around 250,000 meters, I think, somewhere around that mark. But yeah, we approach the moon. We're just gonna circularize now. It's a little bit of a retrograde maneuver, of course. And we are stabilized. We are at the moon orbit, or the man orbit. And now we can just switch in between crafts so that I can prove you once again that the orbit is stable and that is geostationary. And thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.